Chicago Bears Now is presented by True Classic, guys. You can get 25% off with promo code chat at trueclassic.com/chat. Check out these polos that they're rocking with. Been wearing these for a while. Keep me very comfortable. Love rocking them on the golf course. Promo code chat for 25% off. Coming up on today's show, some Bears trade candidates before week 1 of the 2023 NFL season. Keep in mind, these are not guys that are for sure going to get traded, and likely none of them will. But I think some guys in certain situations that the Bears could move on from if they want to between now and week 1. Hold your horses. Don't freak out. Jaylon Johnson is the first player we're going to talk about here. And again, let's not panic. Don't click off the video and be like, F this guy, he wants to get rid of Jaylon Johnson. That is not true at all. I want to keep Jaylon Johnson, but let's just talk about how it could happen. So first of all, he's been absent at OTAs. He was a no-show in the first week of OTAs for the Chicago Bears, which in and of itself is not that big of a deal. Jaylon Johnson is a guy who's been here. He knows the defensive scheme. OTAs are voluntary, so that's not a huge deal. Here's Matt Eberflus on the OTA absences. He says, I'll just share that this is a voluntary time for all of the players, and some players have certain things going on. But again, it's their right to be here or to not be here. We'll coach the guys that are here. Is that a little bit of a message from Flus? He was also asked about Jaylon Johnson, obviously wanting a contract extension, asked him if he would be at mandatory minicamp, and Flus said, ask him. So is he sending a message there? Are we reading too much into this? I don't know. I don't think Flus is mad at Jaylon Johnson necessarily, but I do think he would prefer 100% attendance at OTAs. This is a 3-14 football team a year ago trying to install a winning culture. Now, Jaylon Johnson is easily the best cornerback you have, at least at this point in time. Like, I don't think trading him for the sake of trading him makes any sense whatsoever, but he has had some injury issues. He's missed some games the past couple of years. And he is entering the final year of his rookie contract. Like, the Bears have to make a decision on him in the first place in the next year anyway, if he is a part of their future. Remember, Ryan Poles spoke highly of Johnson after the draft, sounded like a general manager that wanted to keep him around. But just hear me out, situational-wise. And again, I want to keep Jaylon Johnson. Let me just make that perfectly clear for you guys. I would pay him. I love Jaylon Johnson. I think he can be a really good CB1 in this league, and we've seen signs of that at times. At worst, he's an excellent CB2. But what if this turns into a Roquan situation? What if Jaylon Johnson, who does have an agent, I believe, where Roquan didn't, so that helps, what if he wants more money than really makes sense for the Bears, right? Like, what if he wants true CB1 money, like $15+ million, and the Bears are like, you're good, but we're thinking like $12 million per year. And he's like, I'm not going to budge. Could this turn into a Roquan situation? Could the Bears just poke around and see if a team would trade a top 50 pick for him because he is a really good corner? I would not do that, but we've seen Ryan Poles do this already with Roquan. Like, it's not like he's scared to trade a player that he did not draft, and that's a key here too. Anyone that Ryan Poles didn't bring in, you can't rule out the possibility that he would move on from said player. Now, based on your current CB room, I like the potential of Tyreek Stevenson, but he's got to prove it in the NFL. Kyler Gordon had a good final month last year, but it seems like he's strictly a nickel at this point, and he still has a lot to prove. Kendall Vildor also on the final year of his rookie contract. Velus Jones, Josh Blackwell. Terrell Smith, I'm intrigued by him, the 5th-round rookie, but you need Jaylon Johnson, in my opinion. Like, you really do. Like, and hey, if Stevenson and Gordon end up being really good players, even better. Then you've got 3 really good corners. You play nickel most of the time anyway, and you're feeling really good about the back end of your secondary. But I just wanted to mention it. Would not completely rule out the possibility of this happening. I'd be surprised, but I'd say it's greater than a 0% chance. Now, what would you do with Jaylon Johnson? Type T for trade, or you can type P for pass. Let me know in the comment section down below. T for trade, P for pass. Pin comment on today's show. What would you guys do with Jaylon Johnson? Trueclassic.com/chat, promo code chat to get 25% Father's Day is just around the corner, and it's time to find the perfect gift for your dad. I've never been good at shopping for my pops, but True Classic makes it easy with all of their awesome items. The ultra soft, perfectly fitted tees are just the beginning with True Classic. They've got shorts as well. They've got jeans, chinos, all kinds of different items for your dad to wear. And hell, this Father's Day, get yourself something as well. 25% off with promo code chat. They also have their athletic line, their active line. They've got athletic t-shirts, shorts as well, joggers if you're into that sort of thing. And the coolest thing about True Classic is you look good, you stay comfortable, and if you're not a fan for whatever reason after you purchase, they offer a 100% risk-free guarantee and easy returns. Use code chat at checkout at trueclassic.com/chat. Get 25% off. All purchases over $100, by the way, get free shipping as well. Check it out today. It's trueclassic.com/chat, promo code chat, link and code in the description and comments of this video. Next up is D'Onta Foreman. Kind of another surprise, right? Again, let me explain here before we freak out. You look at this running back depth chart, and I do like the idea of the three-headed monster of Khalil Herbert, Roquan Johnson, and D'Onta Foreman, but a couple of things here. One, Travis Homer, I believe, is going to make this team. They signed him to be a special teams guy, and they think he could be a pass catcher as well. So that's number one. And number two, even though this team's going to run the ball a lot, are there enough carries to go around between three running backs of Herbert, Roquan, and D'Onta Foreman? And the way they talk about Roquan, he's going to have a role. Khalil Herbert's a proven runner in this system. Foreman had a great year last year, but what if you get into training camp and you realize you have overload at running back, maybe another team suffers an injury, you flip him for a late-round pick? Could that happen? I wouldn't completely dismiss it. Now, ideally, all these guys are here and they all rotate and you keep these guys fresh. But how many teams in the NFL carry four running backs and a fullback? Seriously, I'd have to go back and look at every single roster, but I would guess 5 combined running backs and fullbacks on a 53-man roster last year probably didn't happen more than 2 or 3 times, if at all. And if Travis Homer's going to make this team, that's what you're looking at here, because Kari Blazingame's going to be on this roster, barring something unforeseen at that fullback position. So there's something to throw out. I think you could be a little heavy at running back here, and Foreman, who signed for just $3 million, could be a cheap guy to flip if there's an injury during training camp. Keep it rolling here. Lucas Patrick is next up on our trade candidates, and you know, a lot of these guys, Jaylon Johnson, you would fetch a decent amount, but a lot of these are like, okay, you're a little crowded at the position, you flip them for a late-round pick in training camp, probably type of scenario due to an injury elsewhere. But you look at the Bears' center depth. I mean, you have 4 guys that can play the position. Now, Cody Whitehair, you know, he's going back to center for the first time in several years. We still got to see that play out. You got Lucas Patrick, obviously. Doug Kramer, who you drafted last year in the, 5th, 6th round. He missed last year with injuries, but if he shows he can be adequate, that's interesting. Dieter Eichelin, who's been around for a while, he's got guard center flexibility. Probably more of a practice squad guy, but a guy who spent some time on the 53 last year. If Cody Whitehair wins that center job, and we already saw Ja'Tyre Carter get some first-team reps at guard with Nate Davis out at OTAs, Lucas Patrick could potentially be on the hot seat. He's got guard center flexibility, but if Whitehair beats him out at center and Doug Kramer shows he can be an adequate backup, Patrick could get cut. You can save a few million bucks if you do so. He was the second lowest graded guard when he played guard last season. That's bad. Sure, the coaching staff and we could all say, well, he could play guard or center, and that's true and that's valuable, but if you're bad at guard, how valuable is it really? Like, if Ja'Tyre Carter's a better option, which, we got to wait and see. If Alex Leatherwood or Larry Borum's a better option, then if Kramer's an adequate backup, why not save the few million bucks and move on? We'll see. He might win the starting job. Who knows? The same could be said for Cody Whitehair. If he doesn't win the starting job, he could certainly be cut as well. Or traded. Can we do it? 67,000 subscribers by Tuesday's live show equals a free beer chug on our live stream this coming Tuesday. We're currently at 66,731 subscribers, 269 away. You got a few days between now and Tuesday. Can we do it? 269, that's very nice. 67,069, that would be even nicer. Let's make it happen. Free beer chug if we get to 67,000 by Tuesday's live show. Next up is Velus Jones Jr., a guy I've talked about a lot in the past week or so for a variety of reasons, but I keep showing this graphic with the new special teams rule where fair catches get you the ball at the 25-yard line no matter what, could that lower Velus's value? I mean, his best attribute is as a kickoff returner. Now, he still might have the green light if he is this team's kickoff return specialist, so that's cool, but he struggled as a receiver last year. This team drafted Tyler Scott. He struggled as a punt returner, did not track and catch the ball well, had 3 muffed punts there. The production on offense, like I mentioned, not that great, 210 total yards. So, listen, I think he's safe for now, but, maybe he gets squeezed out and a team across the NFL is intrigued by his speed and his skill set and throws Ryan Poles a late-round pick. Now, you'd be taking the L there because you drafted him in the 3rd round, but I think these 4 guys are locks to make the team, especially the top 3, but I think Tyler Scott's making this team. You drafted him in the 4th round. You're not cutting a 4th-round rookie. DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool, they're safe. Tyler Scott's safe. If you carry 6, which is typically around the number of receivers teams carry, you value special teams, which Velus has. But Equinemius St. Brown, I think he's probably going to make the team. What if Dante Pettis has a good camp again? Could Velus get traded? I'm not ruling it out. That's all I will say. Okay, our final trade candidate, maybe a bit of a surprise one here, which I think several of these guys are. I wanted to mix it up here. Trevis Gipson. Trevis Gipson, like Jaylon Johnson, entering the final year of his rookie contract. And Trevis Gipson is kind of an interesting guy, right? Like, he seemed to play much better in the 3-4 system under Sean Desai before, obviously, that staff got waxed after the 2021 season. Last year certainly didn't play as well, but he is a player that at a position that isn't that deep, right? So I think right now he is safe, but you look at 2021 compared to 2022, that 2021 season was kind of a breakout. 7 sacks that year, 5 forced fumbles. This last year just had 3 sacks, did have a couple more QB hits, but all in all did not play at a higher level at that edge spot. Now, what he's got going for him is the Bears haven't invested heavily at edge. At worst, he's your 4th edge, but he might be your 2nd or 3rd after DeMarcus Walker. Depends how they view Dominique Robinson and Rasheem Green. So I do think for now he would likely be staying. But what if Ryan Poles and Eberflus come to the conclusion we need to add a little more pass rush punch? We're going to sign Yannick Ngakoue and someone else or something like that. Then the Bears could maybe trade a guy like Trevis Gipson. But I think for now he's likely staying just because you're not that deep at that position. You've got 4 guys who are rotation worthy. After that, you really don't have much, which is why I still think they will sign somebody. But who knows? Maybe that's a guy where they say, we're not going to re-sign him anyway. Let's flip him for a late draft pick, as we know Poles values draft capital. So there you have it, 5 guys that could get traded before week 1. Name a player that you guys think the Bears should trade. Let me know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time here at Chicago Bears Now.